Ah, the immortal Laszlo. Too spineless to dirty your hands with me, weren't you?
No, actually, too weaponless. I'm a lot more relaxed talking to you now.
Come on, admit it. You were scared of me. The powerful regent of the League of Free Terrans is weak where women are concerned.
Why did you abduct Mandra?
Yes, why indeed? So that you would bring Cato the lens, you creep.
Thanks for the compliment. But what does Cato need the lens for? The robot's in the museum, after all.
You'll have to ask him that yourself. But I can hardly imagine that he'll talk to you before he kills you.
Tell me, Takio, where might I find your boss right now?
He isn't here.
So I noticed. So where is he?
Well, where might he be? On his way here, of course. To finish you off once and for all, you immortalist Soya.
Why do you work for Cato? Out of past loyalty?
I work for whoever pays well. That's all.
Where did Cato get the money from?
Who said that Cato's paying me? Perhaps I'm also on Mondra Diamond's payroll. If you think I'm going to tell you something that will lead you to Cato and your stupid chick, think again.
Tell me, could your boss be prowling about the lower levels?
The stuff you know, Rhodan. You're really bright for a Terran.
Thanks, I know. What's he doing down there?
Visiting friends, settling old scores, conquering the Milky Way, becoming immortal, the whole shebang. What else?
What about this Quater Bat?
No idea. Cato said he's important for reaching our goal, but I don't know what he has to do with it exactly. I think he has a pass or a code or something.
What is your goal exactly?
First, to finish you off. And then, to live forever, of course.
Tell me, could your boss be prowling about the lower levels?
The stuff you know, Rhodan. You're really bright for a Terran.
Thanks, I know. What's he doing down there?
Visiting friends, settling old scores, conquering the Milky Way, becoming immortal, the whole shebang. What else?
Peculiar lock mechanism. I hope Krems gave me the right card. This is where I can finally drop my disguise. If I encounter any organ hunters, they'll kill me anyway, no matter what I look like. What are these levers for? The writing is completely worn off, and these few signs could mean anything. I can't move the lever. It's completely buried in the surface underneath. I can't move the lever. It's completely buried in the surface underneath. According to that symbol, it could be a switch used to activate the power. It doesn't have a noticeable effect, though. What a strange arrangement. It could be a lock or a kind of mechanism. Okay, and what's this gadget for? These parts seem familiar somehow. It looks as though I'll need one more to get this thing going again. I'm curious to see whether this will really— Ouch! Whoa, it's live! All I'm going to get for my pains are burnt fingers. These look like lockers for miners or guards. There's normally a way to let them down somehow. There are codes engraved in the bottom. A positronic secured lock. Did they have to turn on the water here first? I could just enter the code from this locker into the key. You can always rely on the Arcanides. Anything that proves effective becomes a standard that lasts for a very long time. I could just enter the code from this locker into the key. I could just enter the code from this locker into the key. Ah, it's broken off. Great. So much for Arcanide craftsmanship. Well, tidy it isn't. I wonder if I'll find anything useful in here. This strap here is made of elastomer. Could be stratoplast. I assume nobody's opened this locker in centuries. What do we have here? A file or a screwdriver or a bottle opener? No idea, but tools always come in handy. Let's see what the former owner of this locker left behind. Ugh, looks like most of it's no longer useful. What's that hard thing? A metal rod. I'm sure it'll come in handy. Well, look, the metal rod seems to be the missing handle. Wonderful. Now I should be able to use the switch. The tracks for the vehicle are there, but it won't budge. It probably needs a bit more power. If I wrap this elastomer, or whatever this is, around here, the stick will be completely insulated. Great. If only everything in life was so easy. The light's certainly not coming from the surface of the moon. I'm much too deep down for that. There must be an artificial light source around here somewhere. What's that? It looks like a seatbelt or a swing. These signs warn people against entering the quarters. They're pretty insistent. Danger of death, plague, toxins, biological agents. And what on earth could have happened here? The doors are welded shut from this side. Whatever's behind them isn't supposed to get out. You can't get in there. Those are huge sewage pipes. And judging by the way they stink, I wouldn't want to go in there anyway. The rails for this vehicle to run on. They move and yet they're fixed. It's as if they've been welded. What a strange design. Wow, what a wind! That must be a shaft or the ventilation system. It could be difficult to get through there. I'm not going to be able to get through there. The ventilator would just carve me up. A warning sign erected by the Arcanide government. Turning off the ventilators is punishable by law. I don't know if it's such a good idea to try to get in there. Here's something. Maintenance unit. Air current transforming energy generator. Main controls. Arcanide bureaucratic jargon at its best. This is some kind of control panel or unit. It's deliberately been destroyed. This seems to fit, but I can't insert it here while this is still such a mess. Perhaps I can cobble together something temporary. I'm no technician, but I did train with the U.S. Space Force. There's another component here that looks familiar. I'm assuming it belongs here too. Things like this fill me with rage. You just don't treat other living creatures like that. I don't want to know what the conditions were like for the prisoners kept here. The Arcanides aren't exactly members of the USO. Whatever was meant by experiments, they certainly weren't intended to improve living conditions for those held here. No artificial light, of course. If the air shafts are closed, the turbines can't generate any electricity. Something bloody's been dragged along here. Blood's still fresh. It's as dark as the shadows of the moon in there. I've no desire to end up as a meal for the organ hunters. No artificial light, of course. If the air shafts are closed, the turbines can't generate any electricity. The light at the surface was never this bright. This has got to be coming from some kind of atomic sun which supplies the lower levels with light. Something's been wrenched out of this bracket. What kind of a structure is that? It looks as though it was thrown together in a great hurry. But what's it for? Krems was right. These sight lenses might actually still be useful. Concave or convex? That must be the right way. It's not particularly difficult to follow the beam of light. I'm getting the impression that this thing gets bigger and bigger the further down I go. This looks nothing like a mine anymore. What a bizarre structure. It looks like an oil rig, but they would hardly have been drilling for oil here. All the connections and bridges have been ripped out.